What's the saddest thing you've witnessed happen to someone else in public? I took my children to the playground near the river one day. They had these benches along the bike path, each inscribed with a dedication to a loved one that has passed, where I saw a man in his 40s sitting alone with his bike leaned up against the bench. He had a CD player and his headphones in, obviously prepared for a nice afternoon of watching the river and enjoying the day. After a bit I glanced over to see the man fiddling with his CD player, becoming agitated. He started cursing and finally stood up and threw it to the ground, then turned and fumbled with his bike to leave. My children came up and asked, "Mommy, why is he so mad?" I said I'd find out. I walked over to the man as he was about to leave and said hello, and I noticed he was having a bad day. He immediately apologized, thinking I was going to scold him for swearing and making a scene, then explained he had just gotten a CD player from a thrift store and wanted to listen to it while relaxing, but it wasn't working. He had just gotten back from his doctor, who told him his treatments weren't working and his cancer was terminal. I told him to wait a moment, and went back to the van where I had my CD player I hadn't used in years since buying an iPod. There was this look of confusion and gratefulness and sadness he had when my husband and I offered it to him, and of course many years were shed by both the man and I over a conversation about his life. Someone had broken into our garage that morning and stolen hundreds of dollars in tools and fishing equipment. It turned out this man had an amount of rods and reels he never used and didn't intend to. After a couple of hours of talking and encouragement, he took us to his house and gave us these things, and I hooked him up with some more CDs. I always remember him when we go back to the park, this man with his back to us, shoulders slumped a bit, his bad day just getting worse. Sometimes you can just see the hopelessness surrounding someone, and it breaks my heart. R.I.P., Aaron.